The World Pool Masters is a very special event.
There's never going to be an easy match or an easy draw.
It's called the World Pool Masters for a reason.
For years I've been trying to win it. I finally won it in 2007. This year I would like to win it again.
It would be a nice topping on the cake, as I think that's the saying in English. You can catch your gear and snap it off would be great.
If I can pick the trophy up in front of my own fans, to be up there with winning the World 9-Ball Championship.
It's semi-finals time here at the PartyPoker World Pool Masters, a unique and special event where the world's best compete for one of the most coveted titles in 9-ball pool. England's Darren Appleton, twice World and US Open champion, is looking to go all the way in front of a home crowd. He faces 2012 World 8-ball champion Chang Jung-lin. But tonight, Pagulayan takes on Niels FEIJEN. Fierce competitors both, with a string of titles to their name, gunning for Masters glory here in Barnsley.
Another tough one. I know him for a long time now, probably 15 years. A very good player, very steady, and he's fundamental, very strong, mentally strong. I just gotta play my best.
It's very easy to say, oh, I won 8-0, I gotta be in dead stroke, I don't have to do anything anymore now. But then boom, you make a little mistake and then you're out of it. So it's back in the here and now and get on with it. You know, the level out there, the next guy might do it to you, so you have to be really, how do you say, sharp. You gotta be mentally prepared. It's that match is over, you know, it's on to the next one.
I heard he played really good, broke really good, so that's what I'm gonna have to face.
Alex is he's a great cat. I mean, he's wild, he's energetic, he likes to show how he feels, and he puts on a good show, so be good for the fans.
Everybody plays good and race to 8, and whoever gets the roll and is gonna win.
It would be great to get to the finals. I've never been to the finals of this event. I got third in Holland a couple years ago. So yeah, that would be great, but small steps.
Hello and a very warm welcome to the Metrodome here in Barnsley. Matchroom Sport proudly present the PartyPoker World Pool Masters. A race to 8, the winner breaks, the referee in charge of the action is Mika, and now it's time to meet our semi-finalists. Would you please welcome firstly the former World Pool Master, the former champion of the world, the Lion, Pagulayan! And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the Netherlands, a member of the European Mosconi Cup team, Europe's #1 ranked player, it's the Terminator, Niels FEIJEN!
We are going deeper and deeper into the tournament, but the length of race does not change. It's a race to 8, the winner breaks format. And Niels FEIJEN, on the back of his 8-0 whitewash of Mika Immonen in the previous round, taking on Pagulayan. With me in the commentary box, Alex Lely. And I'll tell you what, for me, this is one of the hardest matches of the whole event to predict because both are playing nicely.
Well, nicely is an understatement for Niels FEIJEN's play in this tournament so far. He was solid and patient against Boyes, but absolutely flawless against Immonen. And that's the only downside for Niels. I think it's going to be hard to equal that performance against Immonen. Can only come down from there. But he can really take a lot of confidence from that match. Execution was spot on, both on the break and the running of tables, as in the tactical games.
You're a wealth of information when it comes to this kind of thing, Alex. Have they played on many high-profile occasions before, these two? Against each other?
Well, no, not like this semi-final. They have crossed swords on numerous occasions. But this is the highest profile match that they are involved in, as far as I can recall. But I tell you, the 8-0 win against Immonen and the way in which he did it gives Niels a major boost of confidence. He has a ton of respect for Immonen, both, and Pagulayan. Players of the same generation. And I really believe Niels FEIJEN is still to come of age. Always there. Very consistent. Has won numerous titles, yes, but I think a major streak is still to come. The shot on the one did all the work, lined him up perfectly on the next ball. And from there it's just composure and cue ball control.
And what a difference a month or so makes, because he missed a vital 8-ball when representing Holland in the final of the World Cup of Pool. Looked as though they were going to take a 9-7 lead, FEIJEN and Nick Vandenberg, over the Philippines, Lee Van Corteza and Dennis Okolo. But the 8-ball stayed out. In the end, the Philippines prevailed. And you wondered whether that would be a setback from which FEIJEN would find it difficult to recover, certainly in the short term. But if anything, it's given him even more determination.
Finished 4th in the US Open recently. Got to the semis in the Euro Tour. Now playing the semis in the Masters. Far from it. Right after that last final, he said he did not want to look back. And just ahead.
And he keeps ploughing on. What a start. The thread of excellence from his previous match immediately picked up. If you didn't know it before, Alex Pagulayan knows he's got a tiger by the tail.
All clean pots by FEIJEN in rack number 1. Living in Denmark since half a year. Reason why, because his wife Kat is Danish. Together with Lina, their daughter. They found that a better spot to live. Very spacious. He does a lot of cycling. Niels has always been an athlete. But he's now doing many miles.
Yes, he's 36 years of age, but a very fit 36. Physical stamina often translates into mental stamina, and that's something he's shown here.
Played as a two-way shot. He would not have had position, clearly.
Alex Pagulayan started off with a very convincing 8-2 win over the lone female competitor in the tournament, Jung-lin. But in the quarterfinals, Alex tested a little more.
Yes, he played against Chris Melling. Was the more solid of the two. And overall, even though he's not hitting his top form yet, Pagulayan makes a very disciplined impression. Very committed. And still, I believe that is most important. The head goes first in top pool, in top sports. And even with a below average form technically, you can still win matches as long as you keep your cool.
Yes, aptitude is very important, but so is attitude. We're seeing that in the world of snooker at the moment with Ding Junhui playing so beautifully. Always had the skill, now got the maturity to go with it. And the second rack looks like going exactly the same way as the first. Into the pocket of FEIJEN.
It's the signal of a player in form, the ability to shift between different rhythms when in position, when faced with an open position of the balls, more fluent, picking up some rhythm, and more deliberate when playing under the gun or faced with a difficult out.
Relentless. Outstanding. Niels FEIJEN leads 2-0.
Niels FEIJEN to break, leading by 2 racks to 0.
You know, in many cultures, the number 13 is associated with bad luck. Right now it fills Niels FEIJEN with gladness. He's won in this tournament 13 consecutive racks. The last 3 against Carl Boys in round 1, all 8 against Mika Immonen in the quarterfinals, and now the first 2 here.
But no ball on the break and an open shot for Pagulayan. And the possibility for the Killer Pixie to get a foot on the ground in the semi-final. We have to analyze, though, the position of the 2-ball. Does he have an open shot? Can get there 2 rails to the long rail before the side pocket. Straight on the 2-ball would have been better. In that way he could have played position underneath the 3. So now he has left himself a slight angle on the 3, which is good. He can play topspin, right hand side, coming out of the corner, ending top side of the 4. Is cautious to not end straight on the 4. And therefore playing to bump the 3rd rail, accepting somewhat more distance, but guaranteeing himself an angle.
Being 2-0 down, no cause for great concern for Pagulayan given his ability to come back. He did so when he won the 2008 World Pool Masters at the Riviera Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. I will recall that match, I was commentating on it. He trailed Mika Immonen 6-3. In the 10th rack, Immonen was guilty of an illegal break, and he turned the whole thing around. Pagulayan stormed back, captured the title.
Attention.
An impure hit on the 4 has left him an angle on the 5. Did pocket the 4, but a little too thick, slowing down the cue ball. Has to cut the 5 and is sure having to cut the 6 thereafter. Perfect. That builds confidence. Lost position slightly, but has recovered.
Never a comfortable thing when the cue ball is so close to the side cushion, as is the case here. Added complication making contact with the 8, although it shouldn't be a great issue.
Good run of the ball for Pagulayan to end up sort of straight in on the 8.
And 13, i.e. 13 consecutive racks for Niels FEIJEN in the tournament. Well, it has proved unlucky, because the sequence has been broken by Alex Pagulayan.
Rack 4, Alex Pagulayan to break, trailing by 2 racks to 1.
Winning a rack, Alex, is very nice, but also the great perk is that you get to break next.
And I noticed, Phil, he's moving the cue ball inward. And it's working. Although I don't think the 1 ball goes directly into the side pocket. Seven balls blocking. The bank is not on. 7 ball still blocking. Now what options, safety options, does he have? He can clip the 1 and nestle the cue ball behind the 2. It's alright, it's not a snooker. Didn't hide the cue ball. It's very tough to judge the speed when adding, slow rolling the ball with side spin. Side spin making the cue ball accelerate after contacting the rail. Niels is very good at his elevated cue shots, jacked up, how they say it in the States.
Extension.
Will not shy away from big shots. He's playing it differently though. Fluked the 1. No position on the 2, but initiative.
There you can see though, down by the 9 ball, a very congested area of the table. The pink 4, the green 6, the black 8.
Needs to avoid contact with the 7 though. With this route, I'm sure he knew to not be able to get behind those balls. More of a containing shot, not leaving anything easy. The 4 is tied up anyway. Now Niels is highly respectful, I know, towards Alex Pagulayan all-round game. The moving, they call it in the States. The kicks, the safeties, the tactics. But FEIJEN didn't lose one safety battle against Immonen. That builds confidence as well. Pagulayan returns the compliment, a containing safety. Nothing special, not looking to play a winner, just avoiding a sellout.
Yes, returns the compliment, returns the chalk as well.
Interesting. Containing shot again. Takes a lot of courage to play containing shots against players like Pagulayan, Efren or Colo. Good execution. But still, a guaranteed hit on a 2. A possible resave, and still the 4 ball tied up. So the price for a sellout on the 2 is not huge. He's looking at bending the cue ball around the 7 with low left. Beautiful shot. Coming in like this, he enlarges the 2 ball as an object.
Well conceived shot, well executed. Efren Reyes played something similar, with low ball striking into a cushion in his first round match. Artistry.
Containing shot again. And mind you, this is much more difficult than it looks. Depends on the exact angle, although I think if he hits the top side of the 2 soft, he can float towards the 9 ball and have the 8 and possibly the 4 as blockers. In jail. Well, Pagulayan can hit the long rail to come back into the 2, and either side of the 2 could give him a good future. A resave.
Foul shot.
Look at this. Scratch, ball in hand, and a 2-9 combination sitting ready.
Yes, the whole table was opened by that. The in-off could spell the end of the rack. In fact, it should spell the end. But we saw in his quarter-final against Shane Van Boning, Darren Appleton misjudging a much easier combination than this. So don't take it for granted. In it goes. 2-9. All is fine in the world of Niels FEIJEN. He leads 3-1. Welcome back to the PartyPoker World Pool Masters, where Niels FEIJEN has stretched his advantage to 3 racks with a straightforward break and run out in the 5th for a 4-1 lead. And he gets things rolling in the 6th.
Couple of kisses, but not a lucky one. No shot available for Niels FEIJEN. Who will be, I must say, I must assume, be ever so less reluctant to encounter Pagulayan in a safety battle. He's doing so well. Knows exactly when to play the containing shots. When to be patient. Many times it comes his way. Oh, you need ice water veins for this safety. A sellout, it seems. There was a higher percentage safety available. Just get the cue ball down table with a little messy shot.
Well, the position of the balls here, very enticing for anyone, let alone someone as accomplished as Pagulayan.
This is an intriguing, possibly decisive moment in the match. Pagulayan looks to make 4-2. Niels FEIJEN will be aggravated slightly, moderately, or even more, because of that safety error. He was cruising and he opened the door for Pagulayan. Now the question is how much Pagulayan will make of that chance, and if Niels will be able to use his next chance to stay in a positive frame of mind.
Not had a great deal of potting table time in the match so far, Pagulayan. But smoothly, in rhythm. Oozes experience, so being 4-1 down, although a genuine concern, wasn't a crisis. And it certainly isn't now. 4-2 and breaking in rack 7. Pagulayan on the comeback trail.
Actually, the first time in this tournament that Niels FEIJEN really sells out in a safety battle. All depends now on the outcome of Pagulayan's break. As we saw, moving the cue ball slightly inward, hitting at medium speed. It's a legal break, but the one ball hit the knuckle of the side pocket. A bad roll. Well, that's how it is. You have to come through the bad rolls and then the luck will come your way.
Yeah, so the 4-ball disappeared. But the 1 is guarded by the 2 and the 6.
He's playing a push out. Niels will be coming in with the choice of playing or letting Pagulayan back at the table.
Now you might think there that Pagulayan has placed himself in a whole host of trouble, but he's got the tricks, the wizardry, maybe, to solve the problem. He's already worked out what he thinks he will do if FEIJEN puts him back.
FEIJEN is looking at a half ball hit off of the rail, letting the cue ball flow towards the long rail where the 2 and 6 are. Only sellout would be if the 1 hits the 9. Played it with spin to change the angle of the incoming cue ball. Hasn't worked out. Okay, Pagulayan has an angle on the 1. On this cloth, I don't see him checking the cue ball. That will be too difficult, if not impossible. He's looking at coming in 2 rails at the 3 or 6. Hitting them, hoping for a good roll. Or 3 rails hitting underneath the 6. Trying to stay composed, to stay focused. 2 safety errors he just produced, Niels FEIJEN.
Well, that was unexpected. We know the complexity of the shot was there, but for Pagulayan it appeared as though it was well within his capabilities.
Well, what sometimes happens, and what has seemed to happen here, is that a player subconsciously, because of wanting to maneuver the cue ball, misses the pot in order to get the proper speed and angle for the cue ball. Nice attempt by Niels. At the moment 4-2, but the momentum is up for grabs.
Yes, and having missed the 1, Pagulayan was really lucky where it stopped.
Yep.
He'll send the 1 towards the 6. And the cue ball up table. Difficult hit here.
Pagulayan's parents emigrated to Canada when he was 13. From a Filipino heritage, he spent an awful lot of time in that country as well, even though he's representing the land of the maple leaf here. And all of the Filipinos have such wonderful tactical awareness, don't they? It's like second nature to them.
But in Holland lately, Phil, I'm working with the team and we practice many kick shots, many safeties. And this one has worked out real nicely. Actually, I'm going to be using the match against Immonen and this one against Pagulayan to watch with the whole team.
Well, the gap between the orange 5 ball and the 9 was very narrow indeed, but somehow FEIJEN weaved the cue ball unintentionally through there, and a big reward. Even bigger now.
Okay, things are coming Niels' way. They're both making good hits, but Niels is having a better run of the ball. But now he has to use it. Run into the 2 ball. One more good shot to get in position for the 3, and it could be smooth sailing. Far from easy, this shot. Elevate the cue and draw in between the 7 and 8. Then spin towards the long rail. Now, partially or totally hampered cueing by the 8 ball. Can try to hit it smooth or double speed. Twice across. That's on the 50-yard line.
Halfway, basically. Reference there to the NFL, the American football that is such a big part of the culture of the country where I suppose pool is most synonymous. The United States of America. Although in recent years, Europe and Asia have become the dominant continents, not North America. And Pagulayan is the last North American representative in this tournament. And in grave danger here of falling 5-2 in arrears.
So Niels looking to win rack 7. Misplayed 2 safety attempts. Was risking to lose the momentum in the match, but now re-establishing his dominance. 5-2.
The big news in Barnsley at the PartyPoker World Pool Masters. Well, Niels FEIJEN has moved into a 6-2 lead, taking the 8th rack with a clinical break and run out. That means the Dutchman stands only 2 racks away from a place in the final.
Clipping his fingers. Trying to order the 8 ball to move. He can make that 3 ball for sure. It just depends if he will be needing left hand spin. Possibly he can hit the 3 ball into the 5. But then he needs to sort out how to control that 5 ball.
Attention.
Approximately a half ball hit on the 5. A kiss shot. Does not have the angle on the 5. Actually, I think he hit that 5 ball a little thinner than planned. Wanted that ball to travel to the right-hand top pocket. Nice effort here by Niels FEIJEN on this super slick cloth on the TV table. The check side doesn't grip as much as on a club table. So this really was the maximum he could do. In between the 7 and 9 looks the natural path. And that's nice. Just play to come in between the 7 and 9, and when you're in the zone and you're landing perfect.
Well, by my reckoning, this would be his 23rd rack win of the tournament, against only 6 that he's lost. And at this level, the very highest level of international pool, what a strike rate that is. Carl Boys couldn't stop him. Mika Immonen couldn't stop him. Alex Pagulayan also well behind. He's having one of the tournaments of his life, Niels FEIJEN. The balls are cooperating and he's cueing beautifully.
Rack 10. Niels FEIJEN to break, leading by 7 racks to 2.
Looking to drive the final nail in Pagulayan's coffin in 1 inning. Balls down, legal break. The 2 has a pocket. The chance is there. Key shot coming up right away, because he needs to get that cue ball up table to get to the 3 ball. If he's playing with draw, the right hand side pocket will play a role, or risk to play a role.
Thin cut on the red 3 ball back into the middle pocket. But every examination that's been placed in front of FEIJEN, he seems to glide through.
Straight in on the 4. It almost never comes easy with the finish in sight. Straight draw back with right hand side. Never bother to play it with side, and I think the screw didn't come out. Play to get to the long rail and back up table again. But he's good.
And if you think about it here, Alex, FEIJEN is on the verge of beating 3 world champions in this tournament alone. Boys, former world 8-ball champion Alex Pagulayan, his name is on the world 9-ball title, together with Mika Immonen. The draw was granite hard, and yet he smashed it to pieces. FEIJEN overjoyed with his performance, overjoyed with the result. He's into the final. He's trounced Alex Pagulayan by 8 racks to 2.
Played 3 matches, but you get more comfortable the more you play on it. TV table is always a little different, gets a little more slide, and but I feel pretty good on it now, yeah.
How did you find it out there, Alex?
I can't tell. The guy played awesome. That's all I can say is good shooting. If you don't get too many opportunities, and especially the players like him, it's impossible to win.
So now you can really start to think ahead to that final. Will you change anything at all?
No, just keep doing the same thing. It's been working, so same thing.
So confirmation that Niels FEIJEN is the first name through to the final, with another convincing display as he hurtles towards a maiden Masters title. Next time, Taiwan's Chang Jung-lin and England's Darren Appleton go head-to-head to join FEIJEN in the climax of this Party Poker World Pool Masters.